Welcome to our Mr. Jack channel. Get ready to feel the thrill with scary stories and mysteries that will get your heart racing. Don't forget to subscribe for more horror stories. In a small Spanish town, there is a hospital called Santuario del Alma that has many creepy stories. This old building has a long history filled with rumors and oddities, especially the East Wing, which has been closed for years due to renovations that were never completed. However, the dark alleys in that area never seem to be completely deserted. On certain nights, some cleaners reported hearing heavy steps, even though no one was there. Another chilling story took place in early January 2024. Laura, a new nurse, was on night watch when she heard a strange noise from upstairs. A rattling sound like a stroller wheel made her hair stand on end. To her confusion, all the patients had been moved downstairs. With mixed feelings of fear and curiosity, she ventured upstairs to check the source of the noise. At the end of the dark hallway, Laura saw the shadowy figure of an old man pushing a wheelchair. His hair was white, his body thin, but the creepiest thing was when he turned around slowly. His face looked blank, eyeless, and expressionless like a creepy mask. Laura ran away in fear, but the figure continued to haunt her mind. She even had trouble sleeping after the incident. The next day, when she recounted the experience, her colleagues revealed that the old man's shadow often appears before a patient's death. This phenomenon adds to the long list of mysteries surrounding the Santuario del Alma. Many believe that the old man is a guardian spirit who carries messages about death. However, until now, no one knows who he really is or why he keeps appearing in the hospital's empty hallways. The Santuario del Alma remains an enigmatic place, evoking both fear and curiosity in anyone who hears its stories. An old hospital in a small Spanish town is back in the news after a doctor named Mateo experienced a strange occurrence in room 214. Since the beginning of April 2024, the room, which had just been renovated, had been emitting a strange aura. Every night, a woman's soft singing similar to a gentle lullaby could be heard coming from inside. However, what made the hairs stand on end was the fact that the room was empty. Curiosity drove Mateo to find out. One night, he brought along a voice recorder and approached room 214. The sound of singing became clearer as he got closer. Carefully, he opened the door and found the room empty. However, in the corner of the room, he saw the faint shadow of a woman dressed in white sitting on a chair. When Mateo tried to ask who she was, the figure faded away like smoke, leaving the room empty and silent again. Mateo checked his voice recordings in his study. However, instead of singing, there were heavy sighs and sounds like crying. A feeling of dread began to haunt him, especially every time he passed room 214. Mateo finally decided to stop working at the hospital a few weeks later. He claimed that the room held a darkness he could not explain, calling it the darkest place he had ever been. Room 214 is now a symbol of the hospital's mystery, with various theories circulating among staff and locals. Some believe that the woman in the room is the spirit of an old patient who never calmed down, while others dismiss it as an illusion caused by fatigue. One thing is for sure though, this story adds to the long list of oddities at the hospital, which has long been known to harbor spooky tales. In September 2024, Clara, an intern, faced a night she would never forget. While on duty, she was asked to examine a patient named Señorita Alvarez, who was in isolation. Clara was confused as the name was not on the list of patients that day. Despite her misgivings, the senior nurse insisted that the patient had been admitted since morning. Without asking many questions, Clara decided to carry out her duties. Upon entering the isolation room, Clara found a young woman sitting on a bed. The woman's face was pale, with sunken eyes that looked tired. However, what was most disturbing was the small smile that graced her face. In a soft voice, the woman said, "You're too good to work here." Clara felt goosebumps, but she continued with the examination. There was nothing unusual about her physical condition, but the atmosphere in the room was eerie. The next day, curiosity drove Clara to double-check the patient list. She couldn't find Señorita Alvarez's name anywhere. When she mentioned this to the management, an old nurse suddenly looked at her with a pale face. The nurse told her that Señorita Alvarez was a patient who died 20 years ago in a major accident near the hospital. The story left Clara shocked and frightened. She decided to resign and never return to the hospital. The story of Señorita Alvarez adds another layer of mystery to the old hospital. Many believe that the young woman's spirit still lingers, inhabiting the isolation room where she breathed her last. The story reinforces the hospital's reputation as a place where the lines between the real and supernatural worlds are blurred, leaving a sense of dread and curiosity for anyone who hears it.